Shalom, people. Welcome back to another video. John Sinclair TV back again with another content for you to enjoy. And tonight we're going to do the seasonal player ratings. And with me to help us along, I've got Louise. Louise, what are you telling us?
I'm telling you, it's Friday. Thank goodness for that. Been a hard week, and I've had my homework to do for this, so I've been giving it some thought because you'd said this is what we were going to do. So I'm kind of ready. I'm interested to see whether you agree with me. Interested to see whether people who are watching agree with me. And keen to have that debate. I'm kind of ready to go. What a great way to start the weekend for me.
Absolutely, it's going to be fun as well, and it's going to be a cracking show as well. And before we go into the player ratings as well, that tell us about your season for Newcastle United. Give us a little bit of your breakdown on Newcastle's season.
Okay, so a little bit personal is that I found the London Mags for the first time, so I feel like I've found some people because I felt remote when I was in the south, and I go back in the day, and my dad used to say things to me like, "Have you seen the back of the Chronicle?" And I'm like, "No, Dad, I haven't." So social media and the London Mags has just brought me right back into it. So from my perspective, that's been an incredible time for me. So I've loved that. In terms of Newcastle season, such a cliche, but it was a game of two halves for me, right? There was the time leading up to the World Cup where we were unbelievable, amazing. None of us could believe what was happening. It was so awesome. And then, and I've said often that I think we really struggled a bit after the World Cup. It disrupted us and we lost something. And now I look back and I think it's the best thing that could have happened, because it was, I think, a real test of Eddie's leadership. I think he probably had to dig really deep, and he brought it around before the end. And I think that will make us stronger going into next season. The fact that he'd had to do that, he'd had to adjust. The fact that it brought the players together, I think, in a way that wouldn't have happened without it. So now I'm pleased it happened, but please not again in the next World Cup. So that's what and obviously cloud9 for where we finished. I don't think any of us could have hoped for that. So yeah, couldn't be happier. You?
100%. I mean, look, before the start of the season, I thought if I was happy to get to a good cup run and finish in the top 8, and and also as well, I mean, I didn't expect this at all, Louise, at all whatsoever, sort of thing. I thought it was going to be a project, a 5-year project, right? Eddie Howe's come in, right, and he got us 11th, kept us up, and then the new season, right? I didn't expect us to finish 4th this season at all whatsoever. We started well, right? And the thing is, we've got the right players coming in. Sven Botman came in. We got in that target as well on a loan deal. Isak came in as well for 63 million quid. And I thought this is looking fantastic. It really does. And then all of a sudden, right? I mean, Anthony Gordon came in as well in January, and he contributed as well. And often he had some good games. And the game against Southampton, where he got hooked in the first half, I mean, he missed some great chances and that sort of thing. But the football in Eddie Howe has been fantastic. They look fitter. Joe Linton, what can I say about that guy? He's absolutely fantastic. He's an absolute beast as well. And he's very close to being player of the season, let's be honest. And the big surprise is two of them. Miggy started well the first half of the season. Second half of the season, he's slightly gone back to the old Miggy, but he came through with his pressing, missed a lot of chances, and that is the thing. And Jacob Murphy, he's gone from how come he's in the team, from being one of the first name on the team sheet. So Jacob Murphy had a good few months as well. So overall, I thought Eddie Howe's done a fantastic job. The owners came in, put the money on the mouthpiece. I thought that it needed fixing up, and let's be real, Eddie Howe has done a fantastic job.
So there's a few things for me to pick up on there of what you've just said. Firstly, I think back and I think, did I think Eddie was a permanent fixture? I probably didn't. I was pleased to have him. And it took me not very many games at all to realise that I think he's awesome. And I'm so glad we've got him. And I can't imagine, I couldn't possibly imagine not having him. But I don't think many of us thought that, it was a bit like, Eddie Howe? Mm, mm. We thought he was a stopgap, I think it's fair to say, and he's been awesome. And the other thing is, you said that the owners have put their money where their mouth is. They have, but they've also put their heart there. How many owners do you see doing the things that they do? I spotted a donation today that Jamie Rubin's done to young Arthur, who's not well at the moment. Personal donation, and just that heart that they have. I know obviously they've got loads of money, but the fact that they're willing to join in with us and to share some of the difficulties that we have, I just feel like it's really one strong club with all of us involved.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, good touch there as well, Louise. Absolutely fantastic. And Jamie Rubin's done a wonderful job. In fact, the owners have done so amazing from top to bottom. And they care. They come with the club with perfectly care. They loved it. Absolutely fantastic. And they love our football club. It's as simple as that. And some owners as well just don't seem to care. They come in, make as much money as possible, right? And they just don't care. Take the money out and don't care about the fans. Simple as that. But our owners, our wonderful owners, has been absolutely fantastic. And the tweets and the attractions of having to go out owners, right, saying that blood money this, blood money that. Let me be clear, right? I bet they love to have these people as owners as well. And that was going to be said about it, but that's for another time. So we got to owners, we got to Eddie as well. I got one from Corvo. Go on.
So can I do one last thing? Because I can't not mention the women. What the owners have done for the women's team and what they've done themselves this season is just, more success that we've had, and awesome performance, and love to see that as well.
Absolutely. Got promoted as well to got promoted the first season as well. Big up to Amanda Staveley for that, for making it happen, and owners as well. It'd be fantastic if we see our lasses makes the Women's Super League in the years to come, and I'll be there as well. It's coming, and I'm going to do a vlog as well if I decide to go, and I will do, so don't worry about that. Goes to some comments as well. Please, if you like the video, like what you see, please like and subscribe. Also, super chat's open, and if you'd like to become a member, it's just 99p. The links in there as well. And also as well, house rules as well. Please remember to keep comments respectfully, no all caps duplicates, no discussing or promoting other channels unless given permission by me. Allow mods to mod while you enjoy the show. Thank you very much indeed. Got one from Carvel. Eddie was robbed the manager of the year big time. The man took us from relegation to Champions League in one season. And you know what it is, right? I mean, I'm going to have to kind of agree because he's done a wonderful job. Yes, Pep has done amazing things, right? Yes, they deserve to win the title. But at the end of the day, I think absolutely dismiss Eddie Howe. They really did. He deserved that. The way he got us to Champions League, right, inside 20 years, and he deserves it.
Yeah, the most improved. Pep had good tools to work with. Eddie's had to create it, and he has done. So yeah, I agree. But we all know at the moment we are we're not very welcome, are we?
No,
which is fine by me.
Do you know what it is, Lou? We're going to win a title one year. We're definitely going to win a title, and I'll tell you what, we'll see if they respect us or not. I doubt it very much, but who cares? Who cares? We'll be winners. We'll be winners. What I love about Eddie,
we will.
What I love about Eddie is he doesn't need millions to splash about improved players, which is very true. And Alan said, it's that cartel again. Oh, that's nothing surprises. Big up to Jules, by the way. Hope you're okay. Nothing more, not less. And we've got big up from Dean from New Zealand. Top of the morning to you, mate. I hope you're great. And I hope you're having a good time in New Zealand. And yeah, so right, let's go on to the player ratings, right? Now it works, right? We go through the players. I believe it's 26, 27 players going to go through, right? And we're going to be honest on an assessment as well. If you don't like it, we don't care. We do it again next season.
If you don't like it, tell us why not. Because I'm always open to learning.
Exactly.
This is only my view.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you what I'm going to be thinking, is she going to be jealous again? Is she going to get someone like a 10 when they don't really deserve the 10? But we'll see.
There's only one 10 in my ratings. Just one.
Cool. I'm surprised it's not 10. No, I mean, but, so bless you. Right, let's go on straight off to the bat. Yeah, we're going to start with Nick Pub. What a wonderful season he's had. 14 clean sheets, like the saves against Palace and the one against Leicester as well. And the only one blotched on his record is that rush of blood when he got sent off against Liverpool, which cost him the Carabao Cup place. But other than that, 14 clean sheets is 38 sweeper-style clearances. Yeah. The thing is as well, sometimes his distribution is not that great, but at the end of the day, what a season for Nick Pope.
Absolutely. So it's quite funny because we haven't talked about this, but I wrote the brainstorm he had. Same as you. You called it something else, but yeah, the brainstorm is what lost him the 10 for me, and I ended up giving him a 9 because he has been essential and successful. So he gets a 9 from me.
Cool. Dean gets them all a 10. And big up to Henry, by the way. For me, I'm gonna give him a 9. Or just, and I'll tell you what, I could have given him an 8 because his contribution. This is distribution, kicking the ball out, but I'll give him a 9 as well because I think he's had a fantastic first season at Newcastle. Only cost 10 million quid, and and it's just like I said, his catching's absolutely excellent as well in the box as well, and he commands that box. And that's the most important thing. And let's go on to the next one, Martin Dubraka. I mean, he only had, 3 games? One in the Cup, one against Liverpool and Paul got sent off, and against Chelsea.
So I gave him a 6, stepped up when needed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Nothing much more to say.
I mean, he had a good game against Chelsea. Like, he made that late save. I think it might have been for Sterling. Right, but at the same time, I mean, yes, he played against Sheffield Wednesday, which you lost. I mean, he had no chance at either goals, by the way. And the thing is, right, I mean, I'm not being funny, right, but other than that, I mean, he didn't let anyone down, but the return of the games was quite poor. So I'm going to give the back a 6 for me. But
stepped up when needed.
Stepped up when needed, and that's the most important thing. So he did a bit as well. We only played one game for us, yeah, but Karius as well played against Man U in the Carling Cup. One game, right? And he's going to get a new contract in the summer. I just do not know. It's hard to give him a player to just play one game. So how many would you give him for that one game, or can you not rate him?
So I did give him a rating because it was such an essential game for us, and he could never have expected to have been playing in it. And he did all right. So I gave him a 7 for stepping into that cauldron when he did and not letting us down.
Absolutely. For me, I'll give him that game. I'll give him 7 because I think he did really well. I mean, okay, he had no chance of the goals in that. He stopped us going 3-0 down at half time when it made a brilliant save. But other than that sort of thing, I mean, look, I can't judge a player after one game. Bottom line is, I have to give him a rating for that game. And Henry, big up to Henry, by the way. He's going to give Pope a 9.5 out of 10. And Dean gave a home face on the one. So I'll comment to me later on. I'm going to be brutal him as well. And we can't really give Cardolo a rating as well, can we, really? Because he's been out on loan, hasn't he? So for me, we can't rate him at all. So we're probably going to miss him on that as well. Let's go on to the right back. I mean, this guy's come in. He's done a fantastic job. I mean, he's a leader and he demands high standards at Newcastle United, always does. And it's been vital this season, 7 assists this season, a goal as well. And he's been a bit of a shite, what's the word? A shite housery against Forest, so the penalty as well. And, he said kind of as a comment as well, if you aren't playing well, you better run more. 12 million quid. Absolutely fantastic. And I'm going to give you Kieran Trippier.
So this one for me is more difficult. I gave him a 9.5.
Yeah.
And I should have given him a 10 for his. I would have expected to give him a 10 6 weeks ago, but I feel like he dropped off just a little bit, which kind of surprised me. 1 goal, 6 assists. He has loads of leadership. I've loved his heart, skill. He's undoubtedly skillful. Headed for a 10, just dropped off, and that worries me massively.
Okay. Cool. So how many would you give him?
9.5.
9.5.
It should be a 10, but it had to be a 9.5.
Yeah, I'm going to give Trippier a 9. I mean, he's been absolutely fantastic this season. He really has. And, you know, he's a leader and he demands the high standards as well, and club captain as well when Lascelles is not on the pitch. And, you know, getting a Champions League, I tell you, he'd be vital. He'd be absolutely vital. And you know what it is to Kieran Trippier? What made him a better player? Diego Simeone. He taught him how to defend properly. And that's exactly what he's done. And I tell you what, he could play for another 5 more years. He is that good. Like Dita is a leader. It's as simple as that. So I'm going to go 9 as well. And let's go on to Javier Manquillo. I mean, hardly played. I mean, he's on the bench 24 times this season, right? And he lasted 34 minutes until. The problem is, right, he's nowhere as good as Trippier. Let's be real. And I think he needs to be away in the summer. And let's be real.
I gave him a 3.
Yeah,
3.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'll probably give him the same as well because he hardly played. No risk, no buts. I mean, I'm not dissing him, but I just don't think he's good enough for Newcastle United anymore. I really don't. And he's been here since 2017, right? And he cost 5 million quid, right? He's been there, 6 seasons, yeah? He should have been away a couple of years ago, to be fair, or in Rafa club. So for me, I feel sure it's a good gent, but for me, I just think he needs to be moved on. It'd be a waste of squad space for me as well. So I wish him every success in the future if he has to go. We're going to go on to...
Sorry, I was going to say, I've given them all a skill rating, right? I've thought about their value, what we bought them for. I thought about how old they are, their rating, and I thought about their skills, right? And I've given them a 5-star rating.
Yeah.
And Manquillo, I gave 2, a 2-star rating in terms of skill. So that came into my thinking for this. Just wanted to share that those were some of the things that I've been thinking about in doing my ratings. Mm-hmm. It's like doing performance ratings at work. That's what I've been doing. There's some people here not going to get a bonus, let me tell you.
Tell us about it. Tell us about it. You know what it is? It's just a bit of fun as well. But skill ratings, I love it. Let's go on to Jamal Lewis. For me, I'm going to give him, he hardly played, and be unfair to give him a rating. He played against Sheffield Wednesday in the 2-1 defeat. He didn't impress at all whatsoever. You know what I mean? I gave him a 3 that day. Wasn't impressive at all whatsoever for Jamal Lewis.
I gave him a 2.
That's being generous as well. I mean, he needs to be moved on as well, because for me, and when he came to us, I thought he was promising. Yeah, I thought I was a cracking buy from Norwich. Norwich was quite happy to sell the lad for 13.5 million quid. And they were just like, yo, lovely.
Yeah, so
we got mugged off for that.
If Eddie couldn't fix him, he can't be fixed.
Exactly. Yeah, I remember that Corvo as well. I remember the day when I got rinsed by Ronaldo. It was a tough watch, very tough watch. I'm sorry, but it was embarrassing to watch. Let's go on to Matt Targett. I mean, when he came on loan, I thought he was decent. But let's be real, in the summer, it has not been the same player. And didn't know what it is, right? I mean, he suffered a heel injury early in the campaign, and he couldn't win his place back against Dan Burn. And when he did play, he looked way off the pace. And it has not been the same Matt Targett I've seen from last season. No.
So I gave him a 6. 19 appearances, no impact. Not better than Dan Burn. When he came on, and I know a lot of people seem to be calling for him towards the end of the season, but when he did come on, I just thought, I'm not seeing why he's better than Dan.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what it is, right? I mean, I'm sure Matt is a good lad, let's be real, but I think he needs to be away in the summer. And I hope we get Kieran Tierney. If we can get a left back, get Kieran Tierney. Or get a champion in. Get Theo Hernandez in for AC Milan. Get him in. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. That's what I
yeah.
I mean,
it has to be noticeably better than Dan Burn, not equal to or a bit less than. I can see some interesting scores coming in from there from people watching. Yeah. He has been injured, yeah, to be fair.
He has been. I have to agree with Mr. Stapleton there. And I know it's not fair, but at the end of the day, I'll just judging players on the pitch. And we're just going to analyse it match by match. And we will analyse that as well. Let's go on to the next one. You're never going to beat Dan Burn. He's from Blythe.
somebody might beat him because I've only given him a 9. But what a 9. I think he's got more heart than skill, but he's got enough skill and loads of heart. I only gave him 3 on my skill rating. And I think when he gets inspired by those around him and tries to have a bit more flair, it doesn't really work. He just needs to be the workhorse. But love him to bits for what he's done, and his leadership. That's something that I consider. He's a born leader, and his passion for the club as well. So he gets my 9.
Cool. I mean, Leslie's going to watch Braun. I saw Saturday night tonight for Stuttgart in the Bundesliga playoffs against Hamburg for a place to stay up. If Hamburg win, they get promoted, and if Stuttgart get beat, they'll be in Bundesliga too. So that should be a great game. I think Stuttgart seem lucky this season. They really have. And let's go. And Bruno Sosa as a player, he'll get an 8 because he's a good player. And Dan said Bernard 9. Dean said Bernard 8. Effie needs workouts, and Steen and Bernard an 8 for me. I'm giving him an 8 out of 10 for me. Defense against solid players, he does well. But when he gets quick ballers like Anthony, he tends to struggle. And at times, he has to be struggling against Anthony for Man United and quick ballers as well. So he's had a good season, Dan Burn, for me. And he's a cult hero as well. He's got an important goal against Brighton. I love his character. He gets on with it, no mourning as well. And look, he's gone from Blythe to Fulham, Wigan, Fulham, Brighton, to us, playing against Barcelona Internationale, Inter Milan. So big up to Dan Burn. Well done to him, and well done to Dan Burn. Let's continue. Let's go on to Leslie's favourite player. This guy has turned his career around, and he says it how it is. And then he said he didn't deserve to win. He got peed off as well in the Steve Bruce era. He could have been sold, but you know what? I'm not going to leave Newcastle. I'm going to stay and play for Eddie Howe. Real talk here. This guy has been a star this season. A rock at the back. Great shots as well. And he was upset not to get a clean sheet against Tottenham. Fabian Schär, how many marks would you give him?
He gets a 9. He gets 4 stars for skill. He gets points for courage, right? Because his head has taken such a battering this season. But then there's also every now and again some flair. Now, I was talking about Dan Burn. It is really not a flair player. Fabian Schär, sometimes there is flair, and I love that. So he gets my award for best value. I think we get more value out of him, considering how much we paid for him and stuff like that. I think his courage and his flair and what we paid for him means he's my best value player of the season.
I think Leslie's listening as well. 10 for Shah. I know she's come there. Shah's a 9. Yep, and a 100 as well. I'm going to give him a 9 as well. I think this is his best performance in his career at Newcastle United. The guy can tackle. He reads the game. Beats well from the back as well. His passability is fantastic. That goal against Tottenham Forest set the tone. And I tell you what, I love Fabian Schär. I think he's been fantastic this season. He is a model pro, and I hope he gets a new contract as well. Let's go to his partner in crime. It's going to be this guy's come here. He could have gone to AC Milan. He didn't. He came to Newcastle, 35 million quid, right? And it's Svedi B. He came for Lille. And this guy defends properly. He can play the rough stuff if he needs to, plays the ball out from the back in lovely fashion. He's a real hit to the fans. But only concern is he hasn't scored yet. But this guy is good enough to play for the elite teams like Real Madrid, Barca, Bayern Munich. He is that good. I
agree, but I gave him an 8, and I think that might be a bit controversial.
Okay.
Maybe lower than people would expect. He's solid, but I think he's one-dimensional. Solid, talented, but one-dimensional.
I'll give him a 9. I'll give this guy a 9. I think this guy defends properly. I know, I can see where you're coming from. Let's be real, but his defender's impeccable. He reads the game. And the timing in his tackles is beautiful as well. I know you say he's one-dimensional, but you have to look at it, right? The guy's only 22, 23, and he's just going to get better and better and better. This guy, it will get picked up in a couple of years' time, I think he'll play for a stellar club. Like I said, he's that good. He'll play for the bigger clubs in the future. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's with us. But at the end of the day, I think he's going to come a beautiful player. I mean, I've seen some world's best players like Paolo Maldini, Claudio Gentile, yeah, like Alan Hansen. He's silky at the back as well. Beautiful player, you know. But this guy does a lot. Best defense in the league. That's from Alan. Botman's an 8, but a star in the future. 8 out of 10. 8.5 for Gareth. 10 from Alan. 9.8 for. Is that the real Michael Owen?
No, because that score would have been a 1 if it was. So we know we've got the real deal, not you know who.
Exactly. You know what it is, right? And I don't think we chased Michael Owen out of town anyway because he's not well liked anyway. Not the Michael Owen in here, but Michael Owen as a
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And you know, I'll give him a 0. I'll give Michael Owen a 0 in this time. I'm not going to rate him.
Yeah.
But let's continue. Let's go on to our Newell club captain. He hardly played in the games this season, but he's 29 years old. I think he needs to be playing elsewhere at the end of the season. Real talk. And when he does play with Eddie, he never lets the side down. Slightly better, but for me, I think he needs to be moved. Jamal Lascelles. I
gave him a 4. Played 7 games and had 4 yellow cards in that time, which I think is quite telling. I gave him extra credit for being club captain and being respected. Skill level, I only gave him a 2 in my thinking. So, but overall rating a 4.
A 4 out of 10. Wow. Well, cool. Leave Michael Owen alone. He suffers enough. 3 for Lascelles and 5 for Lascelles. I'm going to give him, well, the things I hardly played, I'm going to give him standard 5 because he hardly played. But at the end of the day, right, I like, he needs to be playing. I think Nottingham Forest would be a great move for him. I think it does.
So I'm just laughing because I don't think they're taking anybody else from us anytime soon.
Definitely not, man. But you know what it is, right? I mean, Lascelles has been there since 2014, right, with Cardolo, yeah? It's been there for 9 seasons, yeah? But he should be playing elsewhere. He should be playing elsewhere. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you know, it's going to be on fire on him. We need to be moved on, sort of thing. Let's go on to the guy that does hardly play to kick the ball for the season, apart from Tranmere, I think it was, Paul Dummett.
So he gets points for his 10-year award from me. You get a clock or something for that. He's fitter. Yeah. You know, he's getting Eddie wants him.
Yeah.
So I can only give him a 3 for this season. But Eddie wants him, so I'm waiting to see if there's anything left. I mean, he's no spring chicken, but if Eddie wants to keep him, then unless it's just for the homegrown thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. Me personally, I think he needs to be aware. Love him, needs to be aware, and needs to go 3. This does keep him look match fit, not easy. That's the Les. Jamie 5, Dummett. Yeah. -1. But the thing is, like with Paul Dummett, he's been a great servant at Newcastle. He needs to be aware. I really do think that. I know it's back to some home rule, whatever sort of thing for the squad. But for me, we need to get someone fresh now because some of these players have stayed over the hill. Sorry, but being harsh.
But Eddie says as he said, he wants to keep him. It can only be the homegrown thing, really, can't it?
Fair enough. But we'll see what happens. But well, what can I say? But that's down to Eddie. Let's go on to the midfield. I mean, we've got to talk about this guy. I mean, he came in as 40 million flop, and he's now a 40 million super player. He's got his first national cap for Brazil, and he can go on the beach with Sinclair. What another season, this guy. 6 scores and 2 assists in that position that's left on that last season. 8 goals, 3 assists and all. Carabao Cup semi-finals well. Scored a winner at Southampton, so that's on our way. And I tell you what, a caller for the assistant national says it all. Joe Linton.
So for me, he gets 9.5. 9.5. You know, he's been coached, hasn't he? He's taken on what Eddie wanted him to do, and it's borne massive fruit for him. I'm so pleased for him. Massive force for us. Love him to bits.
Yeah.
I'm going to raise a point of order because on my list I have got Emil Kraft.
Yeah, he hardly played, did he? But go on, Emil Kraft.
I gave him a 4 because he's got a long-term injury. So I felt I think he deserves a mention. Now, having mentioned him, I've only given him a 3 for skill. He's got a long-term injury, but he's on my list, so we were covering him.
Fair enough. I'm not going to rate him because at the end of the day, he hardly played, so I'm not rating him at all whatsoever. It'd be unfair, you know what I mean? But the thing is, right, I can remember the story, right, when he played for Bologna in Serie A, because I do love Italian football. We was after him. I think, please no, don't get him. Please do not get him, right? We did, right? And everyone's called it the Swedish Cafu. That's what all these people are telling us, the Swedish Cafu. And I just sat back. First season, proved me point. But under Eddie Howe, he looks good. He looks really good under Eddie Howe.
Yeah.
But
so I'm looking forward to seeing what happens.
Yeah. I think he'll be fine. He'll be fine, and hope he comes back to full fitness really, really soon. Let's go on to the next one. We're going to talk about Matt Ritchie. He had a couple of games this season. I mean, a lot of people said that he's done well. He's done really well. I mean, hardly played 35 minutes in all, right? Like cup games, yeah. And for me, he's 34. He's come up to 34. For me personally, I think he needs to be moved on. I'm going to give him a standard 5 because hardly played.
I only gave him a 4. 5 matches. No. I think he needs to go as well. 1.5 million or so to get in from him.
Yeah.
What's everyone else? Oh, you're getting 10 out of 10. Excellent. Hey, I agree with that. Yeah. I agree with that, obviously.
JK, 10 out of 10. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. You're a legend, JK. You're a legend. So, Matt Ritchie gave him a rating there. And do you think he needs to be aware?
Yes, I do.
Fair enough. I heard people say he could be still on for coaching as well, but
that. Yeah.
Cool. So, well, I'm going to go on to the next one, Ryan Fraser. I mean, the sooner he gets out of the club, the better, because he needs the thing that, the moment Eddie Howe came in at Newcastle, Fraser's time was done. And I'm surprised he lasted this long as well. He seems to be playing well for Scotland, but not for us, yeah? And I'll tell you what as well, his attitude is wrong. It's wrong because he just doesn't perform for Newcastle United, yeah? It just hasn't shown us how he's capable. Well, he's a Bournemouth as well. He's really good. But since he's come to Newcastle, it just hasn't worked out for him at all whatsoever. He's got 2 years left on his contract. I hope someone buys him.
Yeah, I do too. 8 million euros maybe. For me, attitude is all wrong. I think I remember the beginning, seeing him and Dan Burn always together, and it seemed like it could be all right. And then it really wasn't. Something has gone very badly wrong with his attitude. He got a 1 from me just because he has trained with the under-21s. And he did seem to actually put some effort into that. So that's why he got his 1. But yeah, sooner that he's gone, the better for me.
Thing is, though, you could give him a 1 because he's got the shit the right way around when he comes on the pitch.
I gave him it because he played okay with the under-21s. And he might have, his attitude might have carried on to be too good. You give him a 0?
I'll give him a 0. I'll give him a 0. It's just, I mean, for me, his attitude is so wrong. Everything's wrong with him. 0 for me. 0.
Somebody's just given him a -10.
Whether anyone buys Fraser or not, I doubt he'll play for the first team again. He won't. And Jules, can you please give Les a big up? She'll kill us behind the scenes. Me and Ches aren't always about, but like tonight, she holds the fort like a boss. Love ya. Thank you, Jules. Thank you so much indeed. Leslie, love you for that. So let's go on to the next one. Let's continue. And let's go on to Jacob Murphy. I mean, look, first half is the same Jacob Murphy. Second half of the season, he just got better and better. 3 goals, 2 assists. And I'm going to get in first. I'm going to give him a 7 because the first half of the season, it's just the same Jacob Murphy. Like I said earlier, it's gone from how did he get in the first team to get into the first team, playing really well. What do you think, Jacob?
I gave him an 8. I agree with everything that you've just said, but for me, he gets that 1 extra point for the sense of humour, which I've loved. This, the time and the buyback. Yeah, for me. Look, I do skill rating, but that's not the only consideration for me. It's how do they fit in the team? What's their attitude? So he's going to get an extra mark from me just on account of that humour and how much he was enjoying it. Actually, it came through, and that lifts everybody else. So yeah, 8 from me.
What people have to understand is, right, with Jacob Murphy, he had 2 season-long loans at West Brom and also Sheffield Wednesday. So effectively, this is his 4th season at Newcastle United. He's been there for 6 seasons, right? I mean, it's about time that he showed us how good a player he is. He works hard. He tracks back. 14 games he started as well. Contributions all there to see. And yeah, he scored a 1 goal against Tottenham. And also he tapped in and Isak a wonderful skill goal. So for me, he gets a 7.
And from me, an 8.
Teamwork makes the dream work. You're all amazing. Thank you, Claire. I appreciate that. Murphy has at Newcastle as an Alan, and agree with Alan. 7.5 for Michael Owen. Let's continue. Let's go on to
Can I just ask a quick question? What about his twin? Should we go and get his twin?
Would you get him?
I don't know.
No, I wouldn't. No. You need to step up on that. We need big players. We need big players now. We're Champions League. We need to get some ambitious players like Mike Mannion for AC Milan, Theo Hernandez as well.
I know.
Go and get fit to Osimhen. Players like that. You know what I memean?
I do agree with you, absolutely. And ordinarily, I would say no to anybody that we've talked about. But I wonder what they'd be like as twins. I'd quite like to see that.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Guys, if you like the video, like what you see, please have the honor and hit that like button. Also subscribe as well. If you like the super chat, it's still open. And if you'd like to become a member, it's just 99p. Also follow Louise E. Thompson on social media. And also watch out the transfer update show I did last night. And it's close to 1. It's got over 1,000 views up to date. Thank you very much indeed for 50 people watched it live yesterday. 50 people watched it live. Thank you so much indeed. Leaving Oxford. Wouldn't be the same without him. Hey guys, hi Dean. Told you where we've been linked to Ronaldo. I do not want to know. Thank you very much indeed. What Max said at the 2, he's unique and phenomenal when he is fit. We'll come on to ASM ratings in a bit. Let's go on to the next one. We're going to talk about Joe Willock. I thought he's had another good season. Remember that goal over the outside, that pass the outside of the foot to Isak. What a wonderful pass as well. There's even talking going to play for England. It hasn't been picked yet. And he weighed in for 6 assists. And he scored, how many goals scored this season? 3 goals this season,
3.
6 assists. And you know what? We get him the Joe Willock back that we love to know.
So I gave him an 8 because he needs more goals. But it's so close, and I think there's some kind of a bit of a mental block there at the moment. I think if he scores a few, just a couple, his confidence comes back and he'll be incredible. So he is on my list. I've got a list of categories that we haven't really covered, and he is one of my ones to watch in the next season. Absolutely. Currently in USA, I've seen from his social media, having a holiday in New York.
And you know what it is with Joe Willock, right? I mean, this guy's young. He's 23 years old, for goodness sake. People tend to forget that, yeah? But he is still going to get better and better and better. And if he gets to the fully fit Joe Willock coming to party, I tell you something now, he could cause damage next season. Really can.
Yeah, can, absolutely.
When he came out on loan and he caused damage then, if he does that, then he can get 15 goals for us from midfield. No problems at all whatsoever. And he's just going to get better and better. I've got high hopes for this guy. And I'll tell you what, he's going to get better. And he's got to be in the first team. He's got to be starting games. Please start him next season. Find a position for this guy because he's going to get better and better. He's young. He's talented. And he will play for England. He will do.
Yeah.
So,
I gave him 4 stars for skill.
fantastic. Skillful as well, isn't he? He's skillful, very skillful. Let's go on to the next one. Got a young, they're called the Jordi Maradona. And we're talking about Elliot Anderson, by the way. I mean, look, every time he comes on the pitch, he never lets us down. He's hungry. He's got passion. You know, the only question is, it's a lack of game time. He's got to be at Newcastle in future, right? Excellent in the Carabao Cup against Leicester and Chelsea. I'm impressed. He's got an assist last week for Anthony Gordon. And I'm going to be honest, there's so much more to come from Elliot. So
what I said was young, gifted and Geordie. And I gave him a 7 because we haven't seen enough yet. But on my list of want to watch next season, absolutely, definitely.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what as well, I'll go with you as well. I'll give him a 7 as well because, I mean, it would be harsh to give him an 8. I will not give him an 8 just yet because they've played a handful of games. But for what I've seen, I'll give him a basic as well, 7. I think he's going to get better and better and better. I hope he's going to give him an 8. Someone's going to give him a 9. But I'll tell you something, it's just going to get better and better. But what you're going to get a new midfielder, I think you should get a number 6 or number 8, right? That's what we need. Attacking midfielders, I think we're well covered for that, to be fair. What we need as well, another centre back. We need a left back. We need a left side mid. We need a covering right side mid and another striker and right back and a defender. And that might just be good. And that's answer your question, John. We need about 5 or 6 in the summer. To your question, John. And 8s and 7s. And thank you, Ches. And good evening to you, Splat. I hope you're well, mate. And I hope you're having a good day as well. Thank you, John. Let's go on to the next one we're going to talk about. 32 appearances this season. Sean Longstaff. I mean, look, first half, I think it's the same Sean Longstaff. But the second half, I think he's been excellent.
I do too. So absolutely amazed at him, actually. I think he's a leader. I was watching him, take on some of the Trippier type, talking to the referee in quite a calm way and influencing things. And obviously, how much was he missed when he was? We didn't know how much we loved him until he wasn't there, and then that really spoke volumes. So I have given him a 9. I think he needs longer studs because he's always falling over, but he is my most improved.
Yeah. I'll give him an 8 out of 10 for me. Not quite a 9 yet because in moments, right, it's been fantastic. But other moments, I mean, he just, gives the ball away constantly and, gets a bit lost in the midfield as well. And you know what? I know I'm going to split the fans on Sean. I really am going to split the fans on him. But what he has done is young lad, he's only 23, and he could have left the club. He could have gone to Man United. He could have gone away on the fee. And I'll tell you what, thank God Eddie kept him on. And I think he's just going to get better and better. He's going to be so crucial in our midfield three in the future. And Dean gives him an 8. Longstaff an 8. And also, big up to Brian, mate. I hope you're well, mate. And Longstaff doing rating 9. Should be playing for England. Do you think he's ready to play for England, though?
I think he's got, when you say he's 23, and I think about the others who are 23, I think he's shown a real maturity. Yeah. If he just stops falling over, then I honestly, is he ready for England yet? No, but him and Joe Willock, and I quite like the way those two link up. I think they are heading for England, definitely.
Yeah, and the thing is, Sean, I mean, we're going to talk about the next guy in a minute. I mean, he's my player of the season by a quantity mile. I mean, I know Joe Linton came close second, but this guy is just a Rolls Royce in midfield when he's fit, and he has been playing all the time. He costs 40 million for Lyon. Absolutely, that's absolutely a bargain for me. Bargain of the decade for me, in my opinion. He comes in rate 5 goals, 4 assists. Is driving force in midfield. He gets the sheer passion, get carried off his feet. There's only one Bruno G, and that guy, he's a 10.
Agree. He is also my best player of the season. He's at the centre of everything. He's played injured, but it wouldn't stop. The passion that he's had. I think he's a bit of a genius in the round, at the centre of everything. I'm not sure he's the most skillful in our team, but he's a grafter. He's a grafter with passion. Love it.
It's only Black Marquez when he did that tackle on Southampton, and he got sent off for that as well. And I was worried because he could have missed that game at Wembley. I mean, at Wembley, I think he was their best player, and he just gave everything at the Wembley pitch, trying to make things ticking. But unfortunately, the players just couldn't was on his wavelength on the day as well. And that's a shame because, you know, he really wanted to win that. He was so upset when we didn't win the Carabao Cup. He wanted to win that personally for the fans and also for his personal pride as well. And it's a shame because there's going to be times that he's going to win as well. He's going to win trophies in Newcastle United. And I'll tell you what, he is superb, absolutely class, that's Luis. He really is.
Yeah, 86% completion on his passes. I think that's what he's been doing. Should he get more goals? And I think I've heard talk of maybe he's going, you know, maybe Eddie could move him up a little bit so that he can get more goals like he did in the beginning. Interested to say, but yeah, absolutely the centre of everything for me.
Yeah, that guy, he must keep him on. He must keep him on as well for a long time. Give that guy a 5-year contract. Give him what he wants, yeah? Make him captain if he needs to be. Do you know what I mean? He's never going to leave Newcastle. I can't see him leaving Newcastle United because his dad loves Newcastle. He loves the fans. He's got a newborn baby, Matteo. He's got a lovely wife as well. So for me, he's got to be here for life. He's got to be here for life, surely. But I know Real Madrid's just going to come in for him eventually, I'm telling you, because they're going to watch him. And you know what? That guy, he's just a Rolls Royce in that midfield. So he's a 10.
Yeah, 10 and can I just say, I'm giving his dad a 9. I said that earlier on the tweet. Yeah, I'm giving his dad was it 9.5? I don't know, but yeah, his dad is just how he's got involved and his love it. Love how that family sense in the club. I'm a big fan.
Huge fan of his dad as well. And if his dad is free, I'd love to get him on my channel as well. If he gets this, and if he speaks fluent English, I'll get him on my channel. Watch this space.
He's learning, I think. He's learning.
He is indeed. He is. And I'm proud of him as well. Before we go on to the attackers as well, we've got one here from if he signed a DM, Bruno would get more goals. And Claire said, my fella does to me all the time, so no one's chatting to Jez. And Jez said, Bruno has said on more than one occasion that he wants to be a legend here. His kids are Geordie and his dad loves being a star. Thank you, Jez. Let's go on the attackers side. I'm going to split the France well. I mean, it's going to be a difficult one, this, for Miguel Miron. First half, brilliant. Second half has not been the same. 11 goals this season, 2 assists to his name in 34 Premier League starts as well. And he was the key that got us into the Champions League as well. But only negative side slightly. I mean, he has got a right foot. We know that. But he does waste a lot of chances. That's the problem.
Yeah. So for me, he's another grafter. You know, absolutely how much he runs and how much he tries and how much he smiles. So I have given him a 9, but I take the point. But I think he's created some of the stuff that we wouldn't have had otherwise, even if he couldn't score them himself. So 9 for me.
Yeah.
Grafter.
I mean, the goal against Fulham and Tottenham really set the tone for the lad as well. And you know what it is, right? He's not prolific. He's not a prolific goal scorer, yeah. But he still scored goals away to Leicester and away to Bournemouth as well. Really finished it well. He can be a good finisher, let's be honest. But he could have been out for the season because he had that unfortunate thigh injury right at the season. When he came back on, it hasn't really been the same. I can't lie. But at the end of the day, I thought he's had a fantastic season, much better season as well. I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. But if he would finish it better, he would have got a 9. So I'm giving him an 8. And go Miggy. Anderson, Miggy's going to be an 8. Chess and Vance, wow. And as well. So 8 out of 10 for Miggy. And if Fox is in the room, I'm going to give him a 9. So let's go on to more attackers up front. And we're going to go on with, sorry about that, but do hit the like, subscribe as well, please, people. That'd be fantastic. And we're going to go on with Allen's and Maximin. I mean, look, he's a crowd pleaser, but sometimes can be a bit frustrated as well. And I can't lie, but I think when he's fit, I think he's fantastic. I mean, that goal against Wolves is absolutely magnificent away from home. Against Man City, he absolutely took them apart. But other than that, when he's fit, then you see it for ASM. Fans are different, by the way. Cusp at the fans again. And how many marks out of 10 would you give him?
So this is difficult for me. I gave him a 7.5. And the reason that I did is some of the skill that you see when he's on his own or when he's beaten a defender or two is awesome. But then where does it go? And I'm still not seeing. I think he's better. I think Eddie kind of, for me, gave I've said this before. Eddie sort of said it's up to him what happens next. And I think there's a message in there. He has to change. I don't know if he can change. Is he coachable? He had an injury. Yeah, I see flashes of brilliance, but flashes of brilliance is not enough if you don't make something of it.
That is the thing. Yeah. And the thing is as well, I mean, I can't really lie, but the thing is, right, I mean, he's been at the club for what? This is his 5th season. Well, I believe this is his 4th season, right? Come up to 5th season, right? Are we going to persevere with ASM showing us that he can do it on a regular basis, on a weekly basis, like, do you know what I mean? That is the thing. He's got all the dribbling skills. He can dribble. He's got one of the best dribblers in Europe. But at the end of the day, right, his finishing can be inconsistent. That is the thing. And I'm sorry, but he can frustrate the hell out of us. But at the same time, he's a really good player. He really is, so Louise. And the problem is, right, is Eddie going to persevere with him next season, right? He's going to give him one last chance. Or does he need to cash in on the guy?
And I think he's had a conversation with him that says, maybe, depending on what you do next.
Yeah.
Alan, depending on what you do next.
Yeah. And it's down to him now, because this is the thing. It's down to him. He's got to show it now. He's got to make his position his own, because if he doesn't, then I really do truly believe that he could be on his way. But no, I don't know his future at all, like, you know. But if he comes to us, that is brilliant, because I do love Alan St-Axel. I really, really do. But at the end of the day, it can be frustrating. It can be frustrating. Some of the Newcastle fans say, "Oh, you're not allowed to have a go at ASM. You're not allowed to have a go at him, yeah, or you get slated." Yeah. The problem is, we speak the truth on there. Yeah. If he performs, he performs. We say so. If he doesn't perform, we just say how it is. Simple as that. And we analyze it. Simple as that. So, and that's not a criticism. It's just a fact, and that's frustrating.
So one of the things that I've seen is that he's training. So a lot of them are on holiday. He's in the gym. He's running and training. So maybe he is going to prove, you know, that Eddie, that he can give Eddie what he wants. Hope so. I really hope so.
Yeah. I mean, Ches got one here said, I do think that Aizen's changed. He sets up so many chances that's gone unfinished. I think he's up there for the most chances created. That's the thing. We need to be match fit. I mean, I do love him, but that's down to Eddie now. He's got to make a decision on ASM. Good for on the phone, always gets injured and not the same when he returns. And let's chat to Alan and agree to us as well. Back to Alan's point, it gives do you think he'll leave the two next season? It's on the balance, in my opinion, Alan. So how many would you give him?
Oh, I gave him a 7.5, which is quite low.
I'll give him 7. I'll give him 7 for me. So 7 to ASM. And that's being a bit harsh, but, you know, that's we're getting that as well. So let's go on to the strikers. We're going to talk about this guy. I mean, look, I've written him off, yeah, because he only had 1 goal, 1 assist in 3 months, 18 goals this season, comes back. Will he be the same player after he came up from England? At first, it was a no, but my God, I think he's having the best season of his career. 18 goals, 5 assists, 31 games. He's playing more games this season. You know what I mean? I didn't expect to play 30, but his best goal was against Everton away. What a finish. But Callum Wilson, take it away.
I only gave him a 9, not a 10. But he certainly got stronger. So if it was just the last 6 weeks, 10. But over the whole season, a 9. And he had a bit of a reputation as being made of glass, but we're not seeing that now. I don't know what's changed, whether it's his nutrition or his training or whatever. He's got stronger. And he's another one for me to watch next season, where I didn't really expect that to be the case, like you.
Yeah. The thing is, right, I mean, look, I mean, when I say we're going to get another striker because of his injury record, right, he does well. Bang, he does well, you know. But when he plays well, I also plays well, he doesn't play well. But he's been fantastic. His finishing as well has been brilliant, right? That goal against Tottenham at Tottenham Stadium was absolutely fantastic. When he lobbed the keeper over Lloris. Great finish, but he scored some good goals as well. Big up to him. And his penalties are deadly as well.
Absolutely. I'm just looking at John King's comment there. Yeah. If you're big enough to accept praise, then you should be able to accept constructive criticism. Are we still talking about ASM there?
100%. I mean, JK is right. 100%. At the end of the day, say it how it is. Yeah. Don't let people influence you. You just say it how it is. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I do. And if people have to go at us for saying it, I don't care because I'll talk to that person again soon. Anyway, championship striker, you said. Did I say championship striker? Did I ever said that? Someone else did, not me. And was definitely a 9, 18 goals. You saw that coming. I actually didn't judge at all. I think Wilson's game time is being managed, so reducing injury risk. I think Eddie's played a clever game because he's not playing every game. He's playing as a sub as well. So Isak can start with coming in a bit. And he's doing fantastic. And go back to Claire. I like Wilson. Can't wait to see what he can do next season in Champions League. That is going to be fantastic. People in general, to be honest. Yeah. So I'm going to give Callum Wilson a 9 as well. So let's go on to its partner in crime right up. I mean, cost 63 million quid. And he set the tone when he scored against Liverpool in his first game. And he's been brilliant. 10 goals to his name this season. And I tell you, Alexander Isak, that guy is so skillful. He can play up front, play wide. For me, I like him up front. That's where he's made his name.
So I gave him 5 stars for skill level. I think his skill is unmatched, I think. Certainly for us and probably in many places around the world, I think he is an absolute genius on the ball. I don't think he's strong enough. You know, he's strong enough in terms of his attitude. He'll get stuck in and he fights some battles that you sort of think, but he just hasn't got the physical strength that he needs. And maybe that'll come, still young. But that is why I had to give him an 8, but hugely want to watch next season. Huge.
Yeah. I'll give him an 8 as well because, you know, I mean, after playing most games, I mean, 10 goals a season, I think he's been excellent, but 8 out of 10. But hopefully next season, we're going to bump him to 9 or 10. Yeah. And I think he's a decent player. That guy is going to make noise. He's going to make noises in the Champions League. He will get the service.
More than decent.
Absolutely.
Exceptional. You
haven't seen the best of Isak yet. You have not seen the best of Isak. The scary thing is that Isak's nowhere near a ceiling, and Mike's saying 9.5. Can't wait to see what he can do next season. So let's move on to Anthony Gordon. I mean, comes in, helps us contribute as well. He has some good games, he has some not so good games. He works hard for the team. He could tracks back as well. His passing ability is okay, really good. But I'm going to give him a 6 because he hasn't been playing much.
I gave him a 6 as well. I've noted that his attitude is improving. I think he'd had a tough time at Everton, and he came in and he said himself he thought he was ready to play and he wasn't. And I think that when he had that strop when he was brought off, I think that's probably changed the relationship a bit and changed him, and it'll be one of the best things that could have happened to him. So I can only give him a 6, but again, on my want-to-watch list, obviously.
100%. He'll be getting more games next season. I've got high hopes for Anthony Gordon next season. Get a good pre-season, get match fitness in there, pre-season out of him, come in the new season. That'd be fantastic. It's funny that we've been making noises in the Champions League, but when you look at Sunderland, they will be making noises in the Championship. Oh my God, man. Oh my God. I tell you what. That is a brilliant point, John. He's got some good ones tonight, and he really has.
Yeah, the noise is ordering the cheesy chips and a hot dog in a burger bun.
Hot dog, yeah. Wow. Shaky Stevens, He had a hit single hot dog, didn't he? Bless him.
Yeah, well, Sunderland song's a bit different. The hot dog, sausage, and a burger bun. The only noise they make. Anyway, sorry, you distracted me.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
You distracted me onto Sunderland talk.
Oh no, that Sunderland should be banned. Blooming ban them. There you go. But I've got a story to tell you in a minute as well. Backstage is really, really funny as well. But Claire's is the only Man U fan in the chat as well. So big up to Claire, by the way. And let's go on to the fans.
The fans.
I think you've done all the players anyway. So you've gone through 20.
I'm just looking if I got any more. I think we have done them all, haven't we?
I think we have. I mean, Harrison Ashby, you can't rate. Dolly can't rate. Mark Leslie, you can't rate. Matty Longstaff can't rate. I think that's done for the players.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Just went over faster than I expected. Well, fans in general, I think I have to give an 11. And wall flags, I have to give 12.
Yeah, wall flags are 12, 100%, 100%. Fans 100, absolutely the best. And let's go on to our manager. Eddie Howe comes in. It's a big club, massive club, and Eddie Howe has to come in and have to impress as well. Can he handle a big club from Bournemouth to Newcastle? Can he manage it? And the answer to that is 100% yes.
100% yes. So I'd like to give him a 12 as well. And if I can't, then I'm not giving him anything less than an 11. Sack me.
Sack is nowhere. Sack is. I take all the luck you got for tomorrow. Please, thank you. I'll also accept commiserations after 5:30 tomorrow. You know what? Good luck to you, Claire. And it should be a canny game tomorrow. So let's hope you do good. And Eddie Howe attends all day long. Eddie Howe managed the season, no question. I think he got robbed, absolutely robbed. But hey ho. And so we've gone through the player rates, gone through the players, gone through the manager. And what are you hoping for next season?
Improved position. A run in the Cups, a run in the Champions League. I'd like to see us in a decent place in the Champions League. I don't think we're going to win it, but I don't think it's far away. You said something, I think you talked about Botman, and you said, he's going to be playing for one of the big clubs. And my little voice is going, that's us. We're going to be that big club at that time. So we're going to grow with him, I think, is what I'm saying there. I am looking for adventures next season. Yeah, exactly. What about Mad Dog? Exactly. So Mad Dog, I couldn't give him as much as I give Eddie, so I'd have to give him a good 10.
A good 10. Absolutely.
And Graham, he gets 10 as well.
Yep, absolutely. The coaching staff, absolutely brilliant. Should be manager of the season, 100%. But it is what it is. And let's hope we win something next season. I want a title charge next season. I want a title charge, do you know what I mean? Because what I don't want is going to the Europa League next season. I don't want to be in the Europa League next season. I really don't. That's the benchmark. Fourth's the benchmark. Onwards and upwards.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Champions League and winners of the Cups. Be nice, wouldn't it? With the Bullet Terminator up front, we're going to need it. It'll be a good game, though. Absolutely. Totally agree. Right. We are going to wrap up. I think we've done all the player ratings and that as well, and the season as well. And, we have to go for that, haven't we, Louise? It's tough when it's tough. Go for it. Tough.
It was lovely reliving it all. It was amazing. I am so excited for next season.
I am as well.
Thank you for having me on.
Thank
you for having me.
No problems at all. And we know we can only find you on social media, so we don't need to ask. And it is what it is. So, guys, tell us your player ratings in the comment sections down below. Tell us who your player ratings is. Who's your player of the season? And how many marks out of 10 would you give your players? Did you agree with us? Do you think we've been a bit too generous? Do you think we've been a bit too harsh? Let us know in the comments, please. Thank you very much indeed. And hopefully you see in the Champions League final will be an epic atmosphere. You know what it is, Claire? That would be a dream final. Newcastle United, that would be a dream final. And let's go on to some comments before we wrap the show up. Great show, both. Thank you, Gareth. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you, JK. And thank you, Leslie, again. So, guys, if you like the video, like what you see, like and subscribe. If you'd like to do a super chat, you know exactly what to do. And if you'd like to become a member, it's just 99p, like it always is. I should be back tomorrow. I'm going to hopefully do a Global Mag show. I'm going to have a word at our lead, see if he fancy coming on. If he does, that'd be great news. And big up to Jonathan. And hope you're okay. Where's Kate tonight? He's the one who loves to wind people up, the opposition up, but bless him. It's only in good fun, Louise. He doesn't harm anyone. It's only in good fun as well. And yes, you're right. Hit the likes out. Thank you very much indeed, Leslie. Thank you, Ches. And thanks to Les and Jules. And massive thanks to the mods as well. You've done a fantastic job. Thank you so much indeed, whether we're read or not. I mean, Claire, I love you for that. Love the show as always. Cheers, everyone. Thank you, Claire. And also, so thanks, Leslie, John, and Jez. So I will be backstage. I'll see you back tomorrow, guys. And last word to Jonathan. You're Kate to serve you. Big up to Kate as well, as she is there. So thanks so much for coming on. We'll be back tomorrow. And until then, what you decide to do, whether you have an Indian or Chinese or whatever, or a beef lasagna, which I'm going to have tomorrow night. And until then, guys, away the lads.
Away the lads.
Yeah.